Day one, we talked all about the niche and where to find the perfect prospects for you. Day two, we talked about the offer. We talked about how important it is to swallow your pride, get rid of that ego, and jump into the trenches of being able to allow yourself for success. Too many people try to start with the end in mind and where they want to go, rather than saying, I need to do all of these things first. So once you get that in your mind, you'll be good. And then today, what are we going to talk about? Well, today is going to be about prospecting, about closing, about how to present to potential clients what you have to offer in a very simple but planned out way. Let me jump on my screen, but before I do, if you are new to this channel, we are in day 3 of this week's bootcamp, and so you should probably check out video number 1 above, then go to video number 2, and then watch this one, and so on. I have been running a marketing agency since 2014. I have a business partner that has been running it since 2012, and I've been coaching over 8,000 people since 2017 and adding more every single day. So we're going to start with the graphic that we ended with yesterday, because this is what we're going to be building upon. We're going to be building upon process and system that you should be following day in and day out, because it goes like this. You start to prospect, you start to speak to people, and you get them on a quick call called a client qualification interview. We're going to be going through all of this today. When you do the qualification interview, you notice how this isn't a sales call. It's not like, hey, here's my client sales script, right? This is an interview. I want you to think about it like when you go to a doctor, they ask you all the questions. They take your blood pressure, they take your temperature, because ultimately they're checking for things that might be wrong outside of what you say is wrong. And by asking questions, we get answers, so then we know how to offer the services that they need. And most of the time we use this qualification interview down the line through upsells rather than just the initial trial. You're going to see the whole process today. And once you do the interview, you close them on the trial that you may have already spoken to them about rep management. Then you're going to onboard them through a process. And then once they go through the onboarding process, you move right into a retainer close over the next day or two. The whole goal here is during the trial is to get them a result or two, not to get them 7 days of free services. This is only to get them a result or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever you feel comfortable with. When you do that, you get them back on for what we call a retainer close. And then if you close the retainer, you get them onboarded. And then down the line, you start to upsell them. And then when you have a happy customer or happy client, you ask for referrals. And you take everybody through this exact same process. As you can see down here, there's an arrow here that when somebody refers somebody to you, well, you don't need to prospect because they're referring them to you, and you're just jumping directly in to a client qualification interview with the referral. And then you repeat the process over and over and over again to the point where you can hire somebody to do this process. That is the whole point of scaling, and where you now have a process that you could teach a closer, you could teach an onboarder, you could teach people these things, and it frees you up to, let's be cliche here, to be on your business rather than in your business, okay? And so let's talk about prospecting, because there's 2 types. You have your warm and your cold, okay? I look at things through the lens of simplicity. Forget about a hot, a coldish, a warmish. We talk in terms of completeness and simplicity. Warm and cold, that's it. Warm prospecting would be considered prospects that come to you. Those are inbound. They are referred by a mutual party. That would be considered warm. And you're typically going to have much higher close rates. I can go down the rabbit hole of why, but it doesn't really matter. It's kind of common sense. When somebody knows you, likes you, and trusts you, they give you a chance. Cold prospecting is you're reaching out to them asking for something and they don't even know who you are. Typically lower percent close rate versus the warm prospecting. And the percentage will go up as your offers get better and you get more results and have more results. So for example, that if you want to talk about more about branding, if locally you're branded as an agency that gets results for clients and people have seen you, they've heard about you, then even though it might be a cold lead, they become warm because you are branded. Now, you don't need to be branded. You don't need to worry about working on getting branded because ultimately the results you get for your clients automatically force everybody that's cold into that warm pool. And that's where we want to get. And so let's talk about prospecting method number 1. It's the arm's reach method. We talked a little bit about this in day 1, and what your arm's reach method is one of the top ways our coaching students land clients. And I believe I showed this slide on day 1, but let's go through it again. So it's a non-salesy way to announce what you're doing. It's an easy way to leverage your network for a warmer introduction. It's referral based and it's niche blind. Okay, we've talked about this. And all we have, especially our brand new coaching students do, is post on their Facebook profile the script that I'm about to get to now. I know I talked about it on day 1, but this is more about prospecting on this day. So we'll talk more about all of this. And you could segment friends list to show only specific people in Facebook. And you could do one arm's reach post every few weeks if you want. Now, what this does is it creates action. It forces you out of your comfort zone. And in some cases, if you get no responses, it teaches you and builds up the skin that you need to run this business. You still need to have somewhat of thick skin, but unless you want your life to be walking into an office, clocking in at 9 and clocking out at 5, and the only conversations that you have is during lunch, well, you're going to need thick skin anyway, no matter what industry you're in, unless you're a robot to the world. I was. Nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, I was while running this business for a long time. At some point, you'll have to make that decision that I want to go out and just do the things that are uncomfortable. Everybody has to do it if they want the things that nobody has, right? And so let's repeat what this post could look like. Does anyone know any small businesses looking to bring in some extra revenue right now? I have something I'm working on for helping businesses generate new business and looking to test it out with someone in my network. If you have a friend or family member that runs a small business that you think might be a good fit, please tag them here or shoot me a message. Thank you. Very simple, very easy, and you don't even have to speak to anybody. And so that's why we have you do it. It breaks you out of your comfort zone. It forces action. It motivates you. And all you do is post this, as I said, on your Facebook page. And if I could tell you how many people get results from this, it would shock you because I have all the data behind it. I'm talking coaching students, not organically in the world of YouTube. But one thing that you could always remember with this is that by doing things over and over again, and by also having the freedom to change the wording up that you think you can do better, this kind of gives you the freedom to start making entrepreneurship decisions. Because ultimately, not everybody is going to have somebody that they can bounce ideas off of. You have to train your brain to start thinking in a way of an entrepreneur, not in a way of an employee. Prospecting method number 2 is called the double tap method. We'll go deep into this today, but I'm going to give you a brief overview of what this is before I start going through all the scripts and the offers and all that stuff, okay? So this is a hybrid, okay? It's a hybrid method targeting businesses with clear issues that you can find now prior than doing a CQI with somebody. CQI equals client qualification interview. This is a blend of cold and warm prospecting. It's 2 methods of communication outreach. And businesses that need help are clearly identified immediately, which gives you ammo. It gives you a reason to reach out, which is very, very important. And so we're going to be targeting businesses that have no reviews on Google, no reviews on their Google business profile. They haven't claimed their Google business profile, or they have bad reviews on their Google business profile. As you can see, I'm still calling Google business profiles Google My Business. I wish they never changed it. It's too many years of saying GMBs. Okay, and so that we call it a double tap method because it has two methods of outreach. And so let me give you a few examples of who we're finding. So number one would be no reviews. So take a look at your screen, and Berlin Plumbing compared to Sal, My Sherman Oaks in New Flow has no reviews. Clearly a big issue there. Clearly. Do you think this person needs your help? Of course they do. Non-claimed Google business profiles, there's a lot less of them now than there used to be, but you can tell if they're not claimed by going to Berlin Plumbing and it says, do you own this business? Now, these screenshots, Google business profiles change all the time. I think this was taken 3 months ago or 6 months ago. I don't remember. Maybe that picture looks, but we could always check right now. And so you can see also another screenshot here. I believe this is more of a newer one. You can see that over here it says I own or manage another business or whatever, or manage now. And I think it may say this now as well. Okay. So this is no reviews and non-claimed Google business profile example number 2. All right, as you can see here, add your business to Google, no reviews, there's no website, there's nothing there, okay? This is bad reviews. So this person has 3.5 stars. It won't take many 5-star reviews to bump him over 4, but ask yourself this question, would I rather go with Mainline or LK Plumbing? Mainline has at least 5-star reviews, like a full 5-star rating. Now, some people may also use Rooterman Plumbing, but the minute I hear Rooter, because we have a company here, Roto-Rooter, they're very expensive. Okay? I'm sure these people are less expensive, so they're going to go to the Mainline Plumbing. All right? And so bad reviews is another trigger. Let's talk about how to find these people using GoHighLevel prospecting tool. And let's walk through that right now. Okay, so if you have a GoHighLevel already, and if you don't, use my affiliate link and get all the bonuses. You can visit highlevelrewards.com to see everything that I give away. Make sure you do that if you haven't done so already, because here's the first thing that we could do when it comes to prospecting. Outside of the arm's reach method, although you can still use this even for somebody who's interested, where you can offer them a free report. That's another way to do this. And all you want to do is, in the prospecting, you're going to go add a new prospect, okay? And I don't know, what should I search for? What's a good one? Let's do HVAC near. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to start looking at HVAC near me. So we have Ultimate Air Systems, Easy Flow, Wayne's Way Plumbing, First Choice, First This. And it takes a little bit of time to build, although I think it's already gotten a lot faster. And so all these things will pop up. So let's let those do it. I'll talk about page 1 now. And it's going to show you the Google Business Profile status. Is it claimed? Things like that. Okay, you use these little things here. So it says it's going to show you if it's claimed or not. It's going to show you if it's using WordPress or not, or if their website has WordPress. And then it's going to show you their conversion score, which is the predictability and likely that you can land them as a client. Okay, and it's going to use that based on their ratings, their GMB status, and whether they are using WordPress. The whole WordPress thing I'm not convinced about. To this day, you'll have WordPress lovers who will always say WordPress sites rank better than non-WordPress sites. I'm going to call bull on that one, and I'm sure I'll get comments that people are like, no, WordPress, blah, whatever. In the end, for some reason, they think that WordPress has any sort of weight. I don't believe it does. Either way. So there's a 50% chance of landing this person as a client based on their needs. So that's like, I'd rather look at the 75% likely. All right. Now, why are they saying that? Well, they're saying that because they only have 4.5 stars compared to 5.5, 4.3 stars. Let's look at one that's like here, this one, Source Heating and Cooling. It's only got 1 rating. Their GMB status is not claimed. So let's look for Source Heating and Cooling Repair, Wayne. Probably the best way to, oh, here we go. Right here. Okay, so Source Heating and Cooling Repair, Wayne. Do you see where it says down here, own this business? Let me click that. So I can actually take this Google Business Profile away from them. If I was an HVAC person, I wouldn't do that. But as a marketer, you can go ahead and claim it and then go and give it back to them for a fee. It's like an old school way of doing this. I personally rather, well, we'll get into the prospecting method in just a second of how to do this. So this will immediately tell you, right? They'll immediately tell you like who's the best sources of a client. And right now I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just in my area, right? You could do this in any town in the world. I could do this in California if I wanted to. So now let's go ahead and grab this 84% one and let's go take a look. Okay, now I'm going to save this. I'm going to save that prospect into GoHighLevel. And while that's saving, I'm going to jump over here and quickly a little bit more about the double tap, because the goal here, it's down here. I'm looking down here. The goal here is to get a CQI and move into the simple trial close, because we're only targeting businesses that clearly need our help. So this is our cold strategy. Our double tap method is our cold, and our arm's reach method is our warm. All right. So I wanted to give 1 and 1. I wanted to give you guys that warm market and then a cold market. All right. And so if we take a look at our process, we're prospecting, and when we get somebody on the hook, we go into our client qualification interview. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this process right here. And I'm thinking about briefly going through it now and then diving deeper tomorrow into each one of them. I think that would be the best way. I want to introduce you guys to it, and then yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to introduce you guys to it, and then in the beginning of tomorrow's video, I'm going to really deeply talk and go through like almost line by line each one of these processes and scripts. That's probably the best way to do it, because I know people's attention spans are like mine. So we're generating a report on the health of this business that we can also use via Loom video. You can send it as an attachment. I love the Loom video. And so let's look at what this report looks like. Okay, so this is what the report looks like. 79% of customers do online research. This is just kind of like a little selling. It gives the person an ability. So you can actually, sorry, I skipped this step. You can hit share report and grab the link, and that's what the link looks like. And you can go ahead and send this during the double tap method and draw attention directly to how bad their health score is. Okay, they'll see their name here. It'll show them that their Google Business Profile is not claimed. They have no chat widget. They're not using WordPress. They do have a text-enabled phone number. They don't reply, right? We can add AI to the replies. SEO analysis, no matter where they're searching in the local area, they are not going to show anywhere. It shows, comparison of their 1 star to whatever, how many stars they have. Listings, 87% inaccurate. They have 1 total review. And look at all the mismatches. So name, address, and phone number has to match on all these online listings. That is one of almost like the ranking Google Business Profile factor 101 is that. And even little things make a big difference. So this is good. This is good. This is bad. Look, US is capitalized here, not capitalized there, right? So this would need to be fixed. And they have no other things. They have no website found. And they have the ability, they can just shoot you an email and say, hey, I need more, or they can answer your, I need help, or they can answer your text message. So this is like, the way I look at it is, I don't know if anybody has ever heard of Pronuvo. It's a full body scan. I had mine done in January or February. I do it every 5 years. I do the full body scan every 5 years. And it comes with a report with your health score. This is a business's health score. It's their online health score. And so these are our trigger points. These are how we can find the people who need our help instead of going to somebody who doesn't. Again, cold prospecting, not warm. And then if you get a warm lead, you could always plug them right into the prospecting tool, and then you have ammo and a reason to sit down with them. So again, let's go back here and go to client qualification interview. So here it is. All right. So this one document, which you can find in agency resources, under classroom, under YouTube free resources, agency resources, here they are. Okay. You have to make a copy of it if you want to edit it. And this, you guys could read through it, but the CQI helps you get a better understanding of the business you are working with, instantly makes you sound like an expert and authority, and helps you determine if they are a good fit for you. Not everybody is a good fit for you. And so we simply, again, I'm going to repeat this. Tomorrow I will deep dive into each one of these things. I just want to give you the brief overview. So here we go. The interview. You're just basically asking them about their business. That's it. That's all you're doing. Ask them about their business. And you're going to know why when we're done. So like, how do you find customers? Do you know if you're getting any leads from Google Profile? Do you actively collect reviews? We're setting them up for wanting what we have to offer. Do you have a procedure in place? Okay. Now, this is very easy to follow. And the CQI, once you find all the information here, right? And when you're gathering this information, you don't want to necessarily have them like know you're writing things down, okay? It's not a big deal, but whatever. And so now we're going to flow right into the simple trial close, right? Right here, trial close. It all flows together, right? And how do you, so you're going to end the interview and you basically say, okay, I think I got a good grasp of what's currently going on in your business. You're going to recap it. And we literally say, like, if I understand correctly, your customers on average spend, answer number 4, how much does your typical, so we give you everything that you need. So you're going to flow through this. You're summarizing everything that they need, okay? And then we're going to show them where their brand reputation is, okay? This could also be GoHighLevel, right? GoHighLevel prospecting. We want to highlight everything that is bad, right? Now, you don't want to be a jerk about it. You could be like, look, it looks like, at least you got a phone number. People can call you and text you. I mean, there's not much good stuff to talk about here, but I mean, either way. And so we tell you, if they have like a lot of Google Business reviews, you don't need to talk about this. But you can show where their listings are. So something like this, right? Look, this is where you are, right? And so in order to find you, like, I literally have to be sitting on top of you. This is the only reason why this person is ranking number 3 of where I am, is because it's like literally around the corner for me. So you're going to highlight that they're not on page 1, show the reviews compared to the competitors. If it's applicable, they're not claimed, their Google Business Profile is not claimed. Then you want to say, does it all make sense? Okay, no problem. What specifically did you have questions about? You basically want to ask them, like, I can see things that we can help you with. Is it okay if I explain it to you? Okay, great. I think I could absolutely help you here. If it's okay, I'd like to share what I typically do. Pitch. Okay, so then we'll read through this pitch tomorrow, and we go through all this. Okay, we're going to pitch the price. And then we go right into the post-trial close. So client interviews rolls into the trial close. So we stop here. This is the trial close. Okay, you onboard them. Here's your trial onboarding form. We didn't want to put everything in one sheet. That's our onboarding form if you close them. And then, still within this CQI, we're going to do retainer close. Schedule this 5 to 7 days after starting the trial. You're not going to schedule them like, hey, I'm going to give you a trial for, it should say try, okay? And so the reason why we want to do this is, like, you're basically going to say to the client that, hey, listen, I'm going to do this. It's a free trial, no money out of pocket. And let's make sure that we get on the call in the next few days. Can we schedule a call for I try to do it within 2 to 3 days. If you want to do 5 to 7, that's fine. And then what we're going to do is on this, we want to share our results. And the next step would be on that call, when you're sharing the results, now we're trying to go for the retainer close. And that's it. And when they get you on a retainer, you onboard them and then get back on with them a few weeks later to upsell them. You can even try to upsell them in the retainer close as well. You're going to offer them packages. You're going to offer them anything else. Okay. And so that is the process within here. And the entire goal of this system and this process is for you to get very simple wins. So that's why we love reputation management so much, is because with reputation management, you have the ability to so easily get them a couple 5-star reviews very fast, utilizing GoHighLevel and our snapshot that we use. Okay, you can use anything you want, but in the end, this is about prospect, interview, a day or two of rep management, get them a few 5-star reviews. You're going to onboard them, obviously, and then get them back on the phone to close them as a retainer, onboard them, and then upsell them in the near future, and then ask for a referral. That's it. If you just follow this and you just understand this, you will be so far ahead of every single person that has ever tried to start an agency. I promise you. And so tomorrow, we'll go line by line on the client qualification interview, line by line on closing them, line by line on onboarding them, line by line on how to get them back on to close their retainer, and then line by line how to onboard, and then how to get them back on a call in the next week or two to upsell them, and then how to ask for a referral. Although that referral automation is a back end thing, but you could also ask for referrals when they're happy, which you should be doing. And then somewhere in here should be, I should probably put a line down here, client case study, client interview. That's what nobody else does. So that's the process. That's how it is. Like, subscribe, comment. Give me a comment down below if this has been helpful. If anything has been helpful, give me a like on this video. Get it out to people who still need help in the agency world and need help in a way where they're not thrown 4.5-hour Zoom videos on how to get to $100,000 a month for free. Anywho, all right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. See you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be posting that video. Bye-bye.